Hey gang, welcome back. I hope everybody's having a good day. The weather feels nice here. I don't know if this is a false fall or if it's actually set in. I know they've got a little bit of a warm up towards later in the week, but other than that, it looks pretty moderate anyway for the south. This has been real nice. The last week has been around here. We hadn't had any rain, and we need the rain awful. The garden has just burned up. We've been hauling water a little bit, but there's really not a lot growing. I was trying to keep some tomatoes alive, and Daddy has got him a salad patch started. He's watering it every day with the water that we've been carrying. But I thought we'd go out here and saw a little bit of this red oak. It's going to be 5x5s for post, and we'll check on the bees. See if they're settled down this morning or not. They were worked up big time yesterday. But anyway, y'all come on with me, and I thought it'd be fun to watch the mill run for a little bit. This is the next morning, and them yellow jackets, I don't know if y'all can see them on the camera or not, but they are still just swarming everywhere. I thought they'd be calmed down this morning. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a short video the other day called Sawmill Bee Danger. I got stung by these. I may get it again today. But I throwed some gas on them, and it helped some. And I had some folks leave comments to light it up. I'm scared to light it up out here. We've had no rain hardly, and any little spark get around this sawdust, it could be bad around the sawmill. Alright, we've had a change of plans. You can probably tell I'm wearing different clothes. We didn't get to do our sawing yesterday. We had trouble with a hot water heater at a little rent trailer that Daddy owns, and I went and helped him. The hot water heater was in a spot that they had to cut all the pipes to get it out. Well, after they got it out, we just added a little section on out there and boxed it up just for the hot water heater, insulated it and everything. So we got a new project now. We've still got to saw these, but right now I need to get 3 white oak 4x4s. So that's what we're going to work on right now and see if we can get that done today without anything else happening. This right here is a cedar 6x6. It's about 14 foot long, I think. We're cutting it 8 foot right here right now. We're going to knock it down to a 5x5, and that's going to be for a post out here on that new house. I lifted it up there with the log turner to where he could cut it off easier and not have to worry about hitting the sawmill bed. So that's the first thing we're sawing here is that cedar, with making it down to a 5x5, and then we'll be working on our 4x4 post out of white oak. What I've done is just went around all 4 sides of this, taking just about a 1/2 inch off of it. That way we're brightening the whole post back up. It looks brand new again, and when we stain it, it'll match all the other new ones that we're going to saw. That's something that I do a lot of times, is on these 6x6 posts. Sometimes we don't need them that big, and after you store them for a little while, that cedar turns gray, but you can just take a 1/4 of an inch or a 1/2 inch off of it, and it's pretty and bright and red again. So that was the purpose of that right there. Now we gotta try to get that log up on here.
Put it in there?
I guess we'll try it then. If it don't work, we'll just have to get the lift. You want me to rehook it where to balance itself?
Huh?
You want me to rehook it where to balance?
You might push it.
Alright.
I don't know, it starts there, it might be better if it drops down a little lower where you can get one end on there at a time or something, but we'll try it and see if you can put it on there.
We're gonna put it on with the forklift. We were hitting our cable up here. I forgot to hit record. We got it on here. Now I'm gonna try to get 3 really nice 4x4s out of that. Well, the dadgum phone quit recording on me for some reason. We've got them sawed here. I'm sitting on them. I'm about wore out today. It made 4. I think they're really pretty. It's got that, I don't know what you call it, cheetah or zebra stripe pattern in it. They are really unique looking to me when they look like that. And it's got some pretty patterns in it. There's one. These are a little over 9 foot long. They've got a little, what is they call this, checking, where they've cracked a little bit on the ends. But I think they're using these for stair post handrails for a stair and a banister. And they didn't need them, a little under 4 foot, I think is what they need them. So these are 9.2 or 9.3. I think they can cut plenty off and maybe even, you know, work around and get some of the best wood in their post that they need. Now, they're not kiln dried, and as far as I know, they understand that, because I told them, you know, the logs were dry, but it wouldn't be kiln dried. So I hope they do understand that, and I'll tell them again whenever they come to pick them up. But it has been, it's been one of them weeks. You ever have those weeks where if it can go wrong, it does? I mean, I thank God that I'm still on top of the ground. It's always a blessing to be up here on top of the ground. So I guess a man shouldn't really complain. It's just burdensome. Just don't complain, Rocky. Hot water heater went out. That throwed us off on sawing these. And then we have struggled with this log right here, getting it onto the mill, trying to get the best material out of it. One other thing I forgot to mention a while ago when I was at the sawmill is our granite tops at the new house. They had the sink about 3 inches out of center with the window above it. And I was worried, but the guy that we got to do this, he was really nice and professional about it. He owned the mistake. He said that it was him, and one of his helpers came and done the measuring, and he wrote it down. He said, I must have just wrote the measurements down wrong. And he came today while we were out here working and redone the granite tops. Now, he had to eat that all the granite that he had installed, he took it back with him. He put us brand new granite in. It looks perfect now. And I don't have the name of his company here, or I would shout him out, but he done a real good job, and he was really professional about it. I mean, it wasn't our fault anyway, but you know how some folks are. Some folks, we had done paid him, and some folks, it would be hard to get them back. I called him Monday, I think it was, and told him that the sink was about 3 inches out of center. And he is in Memphis, which is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours from us here. And he asked me, he said, if you can go out there and measure it for me, he said, I can get it milled and I can get it redone this week. So he told me how to do the measuring, and I went out and measured it, sent him the picture. I made him a little video showing him what I was concerned about with the tops, and he answered me back within 15 minutes of when I sent him the video and the measurements, and he said that it would all be perfect when he got through with it. And he was right, because it looked perfect now, and he just done a real good job. But that was just one more thing this week that was a burden. It was burdensome. Did you know I know that big word? I really didn't know I knowed it. It's just a struggle sometimes, but that's what makes it fun, I reckon. It's what makes the gray hair come out. That and a couple of divorces. Anyway, I thank God for everything he's blessed me with, though. I do. And I couldn't be more blessed. I thank God for every minute. I got a phone call there while I was talking. So that was the folks calling me. They are going to take these. I had sent them a picture. And I wished it showed up better on this camera. That is some pretty streaking in that. You know, I looked at the price of some of these white oak posts at Lowe's. It was a 60-inch post, unfinished. I don't know what that means. I know ours is unfinished because it needs to be either sanded or planed. Now, it did have a little bit of a routing on the top of it, up at the very top. It had like where you took a router and run around at one time. $109 for that. It actually wasn't even a 4x4. It was, I think they said it was either 3 1/4 or 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and 60 inches long. And I tell you, we're selling these a lot cheaper than that. A lot cheaper than that. I would like to be able to sell a bunch 60 inches long. I'd like to be able to sell a bunch of them 60 inches long for $50 a piece, much less $100. Of course, I know that has to go through a lot of hands, and there's several people making money off of it, but $109 for a 60-inch post if you're anywhere around our part of the country and you're fixing to go to the Lowe's and buy a 60-inch 4x4 for $100, give me a call. I say 2 or 3 of them for $109. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I hope to do a fishing trip tomorrow, and that might be something that we can record. But I thank y'all for watching. I pray God blesses you, and I'll see you in the next one. I got to put this ink pen up.